Hi, everyone, and welcome to our seventh podcast, the Natural Hero Weekly. Today, I have with me the terrific Tiny Terra, our CEO, Zena, and of course, I am the original Naha, Candace, and we have a really interesting podcast series, coming up for you today. We got three topics, and I think so far, this has been our most real interview because, stay tuned. You would hear why. You would understand why I'm saying that it's the most real. So Zena is going to give us the lineup. What do we have coming up today? The top three stories.
Oh, okay. So we've got some good stories on Natural Hair Weekly. So go and check it out, naturalhairweekly.com. But the three that we've chosen for you today on the podcast are one, Game of Thrones star Natalie Emmanuel on hiding her curls as a child.
Wow.
My natural hair wasn't really allowed. That story by Gillian Raphael and People Style. Also, we have Zoe Alambi out of Barbados, showcasing diversity in the modelling world. So there's some increased interesting thoughts around that. So we'll share that with you soon.
Right.
And then there was an article in CNBC. They're still in college, but already they're thinking about YouTube as a future job by Lexi Carmen. So 3 top stories for you this week.
All right. Very interesting topics. And of course, we have our surreal interview.
Yes, our so real natural conversation.
That's why I'm saying that it's so real. It's not as if the other interviews were not real. It's just that this was, as all of our conversations and all of our interviews are, it was a natural conversation. But what makes it even more real is the innocence behind it because they're teenagers. They're only 14 years old. Like, you can't get more pure than that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into it with the first one with Miss Game of Thrones. And if you're not watching Game of Thrones, I don't know where you are. Come out from under that rock. Mind you, I'm under that rock too. But come out from under that rock and get with it. Or you can just follow us. I'm going to try to catch up to
you're on your own there because I've lost a lot of friends to Game of Thrones and I'm not going down that road. So if you're not into Game of Thrones, you can join Team Xena. If you're into Game of Thrones, you can join Team Candice.
Come over to my side. Come over to my Let's do it together. Let's do it together. But let's talk about her and what she had to say about her curly hair.
Yeah, so basically she was saying that it's become part of her brand, part of her image, and she's been getting letters from parents who are saying, oh, they love seeing her on TV and they want her to send messages to their children to tell them about how, she loves her curls and to help them to embrace their curls because of all the other influences are out there. Wow. So she said that, but it wasn't always that way for her. Before she was told that her hair was actually dangerous. And so she had to braid it and put it away because at school it could be seen as dangerous. So that's quite interesting. I mean, I can see some of the practicalities if, you're doing, and we used to have this subject at school called CDT, which was like a design and technology, and you used to make things, and so if you got your hair caught in one of the machines, that could be difficult.
Right.
But I mean, just the whole language around hair being dangerous, it really needs to be put in context. But it was quite a nice story just to hear her saying that she doesn't feel that way now at 28. And she's embraced her curls and is actually inspiring other young people to embrace theirs too.
Yeah, I guess that's really good. We need to have more people with natural curly hair, especially out there in the media, in the social world, on TV. If we have more of that presence, it'll just be better for everybody. So it's good that everybody's coming out now and speaking up and talking about their challenges.
I want the world to know.
Yeah, you're right.
Let it show. Yeah,
I'm coming. Yeah, but they come out and they say stuff that, or they tell these stories about the challenges that they had or that they're having. Because one of the things is that sometimes you feel like when you're going through something, like you feel like it's just you alone.
Yes.
So it's good that they're out there saying that. It's kind of like a little support. You say, listen, don't worry about it. Just push through and you're gonna make it. I went through the same thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So
the second story we have is one you showed me, Candice. I guess it's because it's from the Caribbean.
Yes. The Zoe Lambi.
Yes,
Yes,
diversity in
Zoe
modeling.
Lambi is a YouTube blogger, naturalista, and a drop dead gorgeous, gorgeous Caribbean girl and island girl from Barbados. You know, I gotta big up my Barbados people, Barbados, yes.
Whoop, whoop.
But she did, along with several other models, they did the Miami Swim Week, which was last week, and a group of models got together and took a picture, took a photo on the beach. I'm sure you would, it's all over social media. It's all different shades of melanin. They're all in like nude looking swimsuits, and they're on the beach. Striking women, all with natural curly hair. They're a natural woman. But what she was speaking about is the diversity or lack of in the modeling world, and that it's so difficult for them to get gigs and stuff like that. So they did this photo shoot to really show that, you know, these here are some of the models, and we're all beautiful and we're all, you know, natural and whatever the case may be. But then there was some backlash to that because people were saying that there are not enough dark skinned models in this this melanin shoot, basically.
So if we're going to be classifying people by shade, as a dark skinned woman, what's your view on that?
I think it's silly. I really do. And she also said as well, in the article, that a lot of the other models that were selected for the shoot were not available at the time. And then also, you have to think as well that a lot of the other models, maybe they don't have natural hair.
Right, okay.
Maybe they don't have natural hair, which is why they were not there. But what she had said for sure is that a lot of them were unavailable.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we focus too much on shade and skin tone. I find sometimes we do that and then we tie it in with the hair. So you go in and you're like, oh, well, you're not dark enough. Oh, you're too dark skin. Oh, and then you go in with, your hair is not kinky enough. Okay, your hair is too straight. It's just like you can't win. It's like, listen, it's either, you cannot change the color of your skin. You cannot change the texture of the hair that grows out of your scalp. Just, if people want to embrace and their curly hair, embrace their skin, like, this is not stuff that we choose or people choose. So let's just love and accept and move on.
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah, but I commend her for that, for speaking up, because it's just like these things that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the key thing, we talked about this earlier, is that it's not about telling people what they need to do or what they should do. Yeah. People should do whatever makes them feel comfortable. But for those people who do want to have their hair natural and just need a little support or encouragement, then we're here for that.
That's what we're here for.
We're here for that. But we think that it's people's prerogative to choose whatever makes them happy, and so there is no judgment on from that perspective. But we just want to create a portal that provides people who don't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and if you want to relax your hair and want to color your hair or want to do whatever you want with your hair, that's fine. But what we are here for is just to support and to really say it to people, or try to let them let you know that it's an option. And as well, you can do whatever you want. But if your aim is to change the texture of your hair that grows out of your scalp, you cannot do that. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's just one of those.
And
things.
You might as well learn about it.
Yeah, and you also kind of change the color of your skin permanently. So I mean, sorry to bust your bubble, but you're going down a road of no return.
Yes. So moving on to story number 3, it's kind of more of a business type story. So this was in the CNBC.com by Lexi Carmen, and the headline was, "They're still in college, but they're already thinking about YouTube as a future job." So it really kind of highlights a couple of things. One, how the employment market is changing, and how young people are looking at different types of jobs as opposed to the traditional ones that were happening before, and how they're making some good money. So a couple of individuals were highlighted in this article, and one in particular was Nia. She goes by the name of Nia Imani. Her name's Nia Wellman. And she has been able to generate some good money on her YouTube channel, which is made a lot of natural hair tutorials while she's still at college. And so it gives some really good tips in terms of, you know, how you can do that and how you can set up a channel, and how it works. So if that's something that you're interested in, check out that article we've created on Natural Hair Weekly this week.
Absolutely.
But there was a really good quote from one of the other ladies who also was listed as a YouTube vlogger, Ayana Bosman, who said, "Be yourself, stay confident, and never let your light dim, because success is not an option, it's a way of life." So I think that's great advice in terms of, you know, really trying to find what your purpose is, and your passion as you build and develop those skills that are needed for the modern workforce.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we have any of our followers or subscribers, and you need just maybe, you know, some encouragement, you really should read that article. And if it's something that you want to go into, you get some pointers there. They actually give some good pointers.
Really good pointers.
It's a really good article.
Yeah.
You know, just keep on pushing.
Yeah, check it out.
Believe in yourself. Keep on pushing. Read that article. Subscribe. We've got tips.
We're here for this.
Yeah, I just had to throw that in there.
So, what's next? Natural conversations?
Oh yes, this is of course the real.
The real.
What we're talking about, and bear in mind that, you know, they're 14 years old.
Yeah.
And it's really, it was an eye opener for me, like hearing, especially, you know, hearing from a young man.
Yes.
What he thinks.
Yes.
You know, and how he feels.
Yes.
About
don't give too much away. Let's
just.
So
we'll discuss it after.
Yeah.
And you would see why we're saying yes. It's so real. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, this is Jadusha B. Shines from the Natural Hair Weekly, and I've got two very special guests today. I've got two teenagers that have agreed to give me their perspectives on some questions around the natural hair movement. I've got the beautiful Imani Shines. How are you, Imani?
I'm great, thank you.
And can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 14.
14 years young?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And we also have Mekai Willis. How old are you, Mekai?
I'm 14.
And how are you today?
I'm good.
Excellent. All right, so my first question for you two is, have you heard of the natural movement? And what does that mean to you?
I've never heard of the natural movement before, but I'll be open to whatever it is.
Okay.
I think I know what it is. Is it when like more and more people want to get natural hair? I don't exactly know, but I think I've heard of it, but I can't really tell you what it means to me because I don't actually know what it is.
Okay. All right. And, well, it's what it means to you basically, but natural movement is all things natural. Do you feel like people are moving in a more natural direction?
Yeah, I think I've noticed it more at school. Because like they've been like with the gels, they will try and get more gels that don't like leave stuff in your hair, like the little bits, white bits, and they're also using more healthier products in their hair, like Cantu and other healthier products, and yeah.
Okay, interesting. Have you noticed any changes in school, Mekai, as a young man?
In my opinion, we're not moving in a more natural direction. A lot of the girls in my school will have things like such as extensions, weave, things like that, and that's not your natural hair and anything like that. Also, in the society that we live in today, if we look at people like such as Nicki Minaj, she doesn't have a natural body because she's had implants and things like that. And with children at young ages, they look at these models and they look at these people, and they will grow to be like these people who are not doing things that are natural and are having things such as implants. So I don't think we're moving in a natural direction, and things are becoming less natural every day.
Interesting. So do you think there's room for us to become more natural? Do you think it would be a good idea for us to become more natural and for this movement to increase?
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea for this movement to increase, yes, because how God wants us to be is how we should be, and we shouldn't try and change or affect anything that the path that God has put us on.
Out of the mouth of babes. I love it. Okay, let me see. Another question for you. I like that, Mekai. Very interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go on. So, where do you get tips on how to do your hair, Imani, as a young girl?
I get it from my mum, because throughout my 14 years of my life, my hair has always been natural, no straighteners, no unnatural products. Always uses like coconut oil, castor oil, shea butter in my hair. I've only ever blow dried it once, and whenever I wash my hair, I tend to towel dry it instead of blow drying, which can burn and break your hair.
Do you have any ideas as to why heat has not been encouraged on your hair?
Because it damages your hair.
Okay.
And if it damages my hair now, when I'm still young, in the future when I'm older, if I ever wanted to become natural, it would be I would have to, what?
Become natural? Aren't you already natural?
No, if I had put heat in my hair.
Oh.
If I had put heat in my hair, when I got older and wanted to be natural, I would have to take a longer process to become natural. So I would either have to chop it all off, or do something else like when you chop off the
dead ends.
The dead ends, and
so you'd have to have a major trim or a big chop in order to get rid of all the damaged hair, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you'd say, so is it only your mum where you get hair tips from? Do you not get hair tips from any other sources?
My auntie, she gives me tips, like if she ever does my hair, and my mum as well, and she sees that my scalp is dry, to drink more water, and my ends, if they're brittle, to drink more water, and that will help them to not be dry and brittle. And also not to put too much of the castor oil, coconut oil, shea butter on my ends, because it can cause them they won't be able to breathe and grow.
Yeah, just lots of layers of product on your hair can weigh it down and can stress it out. So it's good to wash it regularly, to
Once
feed it. Yeah. How often do you wash your hair?
Once a week.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes if I'm busy, it will lead to once every 2 weeks.
Okay. And Mekai, can I ask you, as a young man, who influences your hair care and your styling tips?
Well, for me, I don't really have I'm not really given tips on what to do with my hair, because obviously my hair is not long, and it's easier to deal with. Therefore, I just know what I want to do with my hair. If I do want tips, it won't necessarily be tips. I'll just ask one of my friends, hey, what do you think I should get for my next trim or whatever? If I get a fade or a taper fade, there's different types of hairstyles that I can have. Yeah, and that will be the main topic. It won't be looking after my hair, because as a boy, that's very simple. To look after my hair, it's not hard. I put grease in it. I wash it weekly, sometimes every other day. It depends on how I'm feeling. And then it's just very simple to look after, compared to how it may be for girls or women. So, but as a boy, as a young man, it's not hard for me to look after. It's just about what type of trim I'm going to get the next time I go to the barbershop.
And do you feed your hair? Do you use any particular things in hair oils or shampoos, or you just don't mind at this current moment?
I don't really mind. When I wash my hair, I do use shampoo. I can't remember the name of the product that I use, but I do use shampoo and conditioner. And I do use hair food as my hair grease. But that's it. I don't really have any specifications on what I'm going to put into my hair, because I know that what is given to me will be good enough.
Okay, so you trust what you've got.
Yeah.
And where do you get those things from? Your parents?
Yeah, I get it from my parents. I get it from my auntie. Like wherever I am, the products that they're using, I know I can use because they're using it.
Oh, okay. And do you guys talk about hair at school? Let's start with you, Imani.
Um,
And what's the hot topic at the moment?
Occasionally, yeah, we do. Like sometimes in the girls' bathroom when we're doing our hair and stuff. Like talk about what good gels are to use and what we use in our hair, and how some of my friends actually saying that they want to be more natural because their hair is starting to like fall out, and
What's causing their hair to fall out?
they've been using too much straighteners and heat on their hair and blow drying often. And I've noticed that less people in my school are wearing. They're not wearing as much weave and extensions, and they've got their natural curliness back. And yeah.
So you're definitely seeing an increase of people just loving themselves as they are.
Yeah.
And appreciating and just loving their natural kinky, curly, coily hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And how do you feel about your hair? Do you want to continue natural? Do you want to explore?
There's been times when I wanted to straighten my hair just for like a special occasion on my birthday or something, just to see what it was like. But I would like to stay natural because all my friends are telling me, no, don't do this, don't do that, because your hair's really, really nice. And it's, as my mum told me, once you do something to your hair, like put heat on it, it will never be the same again. Or it won't be as natural again. So I think I'd like to keep it natural.
And what about you, son? I'll call you son, I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, in school, there's not really like a hot topic like on hair. Like hair can cause a lot of disagreements within school, such as the argument between Caribbeans and Africans, who has nicer hair, and who has nicer natural hair, different things on like weave, extension, etc. It's like that will be one of the main topics that will be spoken about. It's the difference between Caribbean hair and African hair. And however, with boys, one of the main things that is spoken about is waves, and that's just something that's often brought up with hair. Who has nicer waves, and just like who can get waves, like how long did it take for you to get your waves, how did you get waves, etc. Like that's what will be spoken about. We don't talk about hair on a regular basis, like it's not a regular topic of conversation. However, when it does come up, it's one of the two things. We're either talking about waves or we're talking about Caribbeans and Africans and the difference between their hair.
Wow. Okay, you guys go deep on the quality of hair and the waves. What do you think about this, Imani? Does that happen at your school too?
Waves?
Well, the hair texture, the difference, and there being like a competition there.
Yeah, there kind of is, especially with the boys and their waves. And then,
do you, personally speaking, okay, aside from what's going on at school, do you think that the content of your being is defined by the quality of your hair?
No.
No. What do you think it is determined by?
You, yourself, it doesn't matter about your hair. Like your personality, what's going on inside. What matters is on the inside, not mainly on the outside. So I think.
What do you think?
I also agree that it's mainly what's in the inside. However, your appearance can affect how people will judge you. Like in the first instance, if someone looked a certain type of way, you may not want to approach that person. But then again, in the inside, they may be someone completely different to how they look for their appearance. So that means that your appearance does have an effect on the way that people look at you. Therefore, not just speaking of hair, but you in general and the way you appear to other people in general, you should take into consideration. Doesn't mean you have to look the nicest, but you should take into consideration how you look, because people will not see you for how you really are if you look a certain type of way. Because if I saw someone on the street looking a certain type of way, I wouldn't approach them, because I just feel I have no need to approach this person due to the way they look. I won't want to get to know this person due to the way they look. It may not be the best opinion, but that's how society is today. Therefore, you just got to move and work with it.
Well, sometimes we can move and work with things, but sometimes we can evoke a change. Like suppose you've got two people with different textured hair, and someone's waves aren't defined and well kept and but he might be like really really smart and really have something to offer. And you got someone who's got sharp trim, looks the business, slick, ricked out and everything. Both are natural, but both have different hair quality. Is that now mean that I should be in a position to judge?
Well, to be honest, it really depends on the person that you are, and hopefully, like the natural movement that we're trying to accomplish will help us to be able to make that change. Because one person, although a change can begin from one person, it's better as a community to try and make a change together, because it will have a larger effect on the world around us and people around us. Therefore, this natural movement should assist us in getting that change.
So be it. Love that, Mekai. Thank you for that insight. And it just goes to show that how necessary this natural hair movement is. And I do pray, you've got beautiful hair. It's natural, little short, tiny afro going on there. And Imani's got natural hair. It's currently in braids, and you're both beautiful. And I hope that you will continue to investigate and learn more about your natural hair and be proud of what you've got on top of your head, and be a catalyst of change.
Yeah.
And be true to yourself and lead by example by whatever means you deem necessary. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's good. It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So, what did you think?
What did you think?
Leave some comments in the YouTube box or on our social media sites. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Yes.
What do the young people in your life think? Do they agree? Do they experience the same thing? Candice, being from the Caribbean, living most of your life in the Caribbean, when you hear that perspective in terms of, quality of hair, African hair versus Caribbean hair.
Yeah,
have you ever heard that?
No, I have never. That definitely was an eye opener for me, because hearing him saying, the Caribbean hair and then the African hair, I am like, what is Caribbean hair? What is Caribbean hair?
Well, I think
I can't speak for Africa, but I can speak for what is Caribbean hair, and you coming from that background could probably tell me and tell us.
Well,
or help to shed some light.
Well, it was interesting because being born in England, classified as Black British of Caribbean descent. When I hear that, it just reminds me of when I was growing up, which was a long time ago. We're talking about over 30 years ago. When I was that age. And to hear that we're still having those conversations is kind of a little bit disheartening, but also I love the level of honesty, because you can only start to challenge some of these ideas if you really understand what's going on. But and I completely agree with Jadusha in terms of it's an opportunity to be the change that we seek. But I'm surprised that a lot of these young people growing up, to me, they're all British. They're all Black British. They're all born there, whether they have parents or grandparents that originally born in countries in Africa or born in countries in the Caribbean. And the fact that these hair textures are being equated to these different locations is really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think some of it comes from, if we're really honest about it, from slavery and colonialism, and the fact that the idea that people in the Caribbean would have looser textured hairs because they've had more mixing with different races
Which
there.
may not be true.
Which may not be true.
Because different Caribbean islands, I mean, we have, like in Trinidad, you know, if you were talking about people that are mixed, there are people who are mixed, there are people who are not mixed, there, whatever the case is, this whole mixed thing, I mean, it's too many labels, there are too many tags. That's how I see it. And I just wish that we can just appreciate the hair that you have. You didn't choose the hair that you have. So this whole mixing up and that one and the other and all these different grades and the levels, it adds to the confusion to me, and I just think you should just embrace and love what you have, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I had a catch up with Jadusha after this, and we were saying, you know, it's a learning and it's an education for all of us because we've been raised in this environment. So sometimes we say things which we don't necessarily mean to have a particular context, but they're taken on. So when we're using words like quality in terms of hair, you know, all hair is quality hair,
and good hair and bad hair,
and all hair is good hair.
And
it's just learning different ways and different techniques to manage it and make it look the best that it can look for you and healthy.
You just want healthy hair.
So that was really great, and I really applaud the young people for being so open and so honest
and so real.
It was
so
beautiful.
Cute. Yeah, they were
beautiful,
really cute. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome. But this is one of the reasons, just bringing us on to our Wish You Were Here events, as to why we are supporting World Afro Day.
Yes.
Which is coming up on the 15th of
I'm going to give a small clap.
Yeah. Whoop. We're excited about that. That's coming up. We're going to be we're supporting the World Afro Day here at Natural Hair Weekly. And we're going to be helping them to launch a Kickstarter campaign.
Yes.
Starting on
look out for that,
4th
guys.
of August.
Yes.
So Friday, 4th of August, check that out. And it's something that was really important to us. And I thought it would be great if we just share a little about why that's important. So, I mean, you know, we're here at Natural Hair Weekly to try and make a difference and help young people to see themselves as beautiful no matter what their hair texture is and embrace themselves naturally. And if they choose to do different things, at least have a foundation to know, you know, where they can go back to, and that's not the only option, the only choice. And at all stages of your life, you're being challenged with different types of hair bias and hair prejudice. And so we want to be creating situations where Afro hair can be championed and appreciated and learnt about from all different cultures. So that's why we were really happy to work with World Afro Day to support it. I mean, even in my personal professional experience, working in the corporate world, I hear some things that sometimes make if my hair wasn't coily already, it would make it coil even more. So I'll just share one, which is, you know, quite funny now because we're able to do something about it. But, you know, being in a situation with people who are in leadership positions, quite senior, and we're talking about hairdryer with different cultures, and a gentleman turns to me and says, well, that blow dryer wouldn't work on your hair. So it raises a lot of concerns in terms of the fact that it can create a situation where you feel that you don't belong. But the reality is just that individual, unfortunately, hasn't had that much exposure to people who are different from them in a personal capacity.
Yes.
And so there was a lot of assumptions made.
Yeah. So, and you know what too, Zina, sorry to interrupt you, it's just that maybe that person is also whatever exposure he or she had with black hair, it's black people complaining about their hair.
Yes.
And saying that, you know, oh, well, my hair can't do this. And they learned that from us.
Yes.
Sometimes that's the case.
I agree. So if we can have a day that celebrates our hair, we can be the change we seek in this world. You know?
A positive feel
about
our hair.
Yeah. So why did you think it was a good idea when we were talking about World Afro Day for us to get involved?
Again, I think, you know, it's good for people or more people to see that this is something to celebrate. Our hair is something that we should celebrate. I think that's definitely going to assist all of us in achieving our goals, which is just getting people to really love you for who you are, for whatever your hair is, for whatever your skin color is, whatever you can do to draw attention to that, which is World Afro Day. it always comes out in a positive light. That's one of the things that I'm really excited about. Just that it's that movement.
Yes.
Yeah, and being a part of that, definitely. And that's what we are here for.
Yep.
We are really here. AJIR. We're here. No, we are here for that, like to support,
Yep.
and to encourage. And I think World Afro Day is just the start of that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, which events are coming up coming up next month, actually?
Yeah.
There's
winding down. The summer is winding down.
The summer is winding down,
Yeah.
but there is a festival happening in Jamaica on the 1st of August, Tuesday the 1st of August in Fort Charlotte, the Jamaican Natural Hair Health and Beauty Festival.
All right.
And that's happening from 10 to 4 o'clock for adults and children. And admission is $500 Jamaican dollars and $300 Jamaican dollars.
We're gonna have to pull out your calculator or Google Translate.
Yeah, for those not
The
in Jamaica,
conversion.
you
Yes.
need to do the conversion because it's not as expensive as it sounds.
No, it isn't.
And so they will be doing natural hair and skin product displays, hair and scalp checks, health seminars, celebrity smoothies and salad competitions,
Oh wow.
farmers markets, free health checkups, press-up competition, freestyle football competition, core strengthening demonstrations, drumming, cultural displays, games and quizzes. It seems like it's going to be a big event.
Wow.
So and
Big up Jamaica.
Big up Jamaica. And trichology professionals will be there, including Deborah Barrett, and also beauty and wellness expert Sharon Chambers will be there as well. So
All right.
make sure you are here for that.
Yes. Go
So
on and check it out.
Go on and check it out. So we want to give a shout out as well to our taggers this week. So thank you so much for following us on Natural Hair Weekly and tagging us. So shout out again to A. Kim Breezy out of Atlanta. Loving her outfit. She's got an African style
So cute.
outfit on there. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Want to also shout out to Keisha as well, who's going to be doing a Crown of Curls event on Sunday the 3rd of September. That's coming up, so we'll be giving you more details about that
keep us
close to the
posted,
event.
Keisha. Good.
We also have Aisha out of LA, comedian out of LA, who's been tagging us, an actor or actress who's been tagging us. Big up, love your post. They give me a giggle every now and then. Shout out to Keon in Trinidad, who's tagging us again. Loving the outfits, loving the hair.
Lovely dress. Hi, Kian.
Also want to shout out to Jim and Henry. I know you celebrated a birthday, I think it was last week. So happy birthday. So loving your posts. Also another favorite of ours, Yocasta Torres, with the pop-in curls, giving us her Throwback Thursday look. Cute picture from Queen Layla Kane. Little Miss Black and Natural, loving the little princess dress, very cute. Again, Shay MZ Hair Nurse with the popping colours, always coming up with the bright summer colours, loving that.
Yes,
with
colours
the silk
are big
press.
this summer.
And the hair always looks so healthy the way you press it, so loving that. Also, your niece's hair that you posted with the rods. We're getting lots of queries about how can people transition.
Yes.
And so
please give us some more styles. We'll feature it on the page, some more transitioning styles.
yeah, really nice that rod style. So thank you for tagging us. Keep tagging us.
Yes, thank you guys. So before we go out, we have an end quote.
Yes, we thought this was kind of appropriate for the topics today.
Yes.
And it's mostly a quote that you're all familiar with.
Everybody's familiar with this one. It's God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
So
That's how we're ending.
have a great week. Naturally.
We'll see you guys next week, guys. Go good. Walk good, like the Jamaicans say. Walk good.
Like a champion.
Yeah.